The World Tomorrow. The Worldwide Church of God presents
I always love it.
Hello.
Always love the intro. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Good. Hi, Aunt Kathy. Thanks for joining us. Crazy day,
greetings.
Huh?
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our apostate accomplices and sinful siblings. We are so glad you could be here, whether you are watching right now or watching the stream in the future. My name is Patty, and I make this show with my sister Nancy. The two of us make up the Apostate Sisters, and this is our show where we react to all
Cult
the
propaganda.
Cult things. That's right, all the cult propaganda. So we grew up in the Worldwide Church of God, so we've done quite a lot of reacting to that particular cult's propaganda.
Yeah.
However, we're gonna go for another offshoot again tonight. We have got another episode from the Living Church of God, the Tomorrow's World show. If you recall, we've watched the World Tomorrow from the Worldwide Church of God, and this church is like a little carbon copy. So their show isn't the World Tomorrow, it's Tomorrow's World. I know.
Can't have
last
too
time
much of a good thing, Pats.
I know.
Okay, so these are the same guys, or like this is from Living Church of God who did the a couple weeks ago, correct? The Talking in Tongues one? Okay.
Last time we watched a Speaking in Tongues episode that was like, what was it? 6 years old, the episode, and it was a panel of 3 dudes. This is a little older. I think that's right. Yeah, this one's a little older, and it's by the head honcho of the church, Gerald.
Not Gerald Flurry. He's Philadelphia.
Weston. Gerald Weston.
Gerald Weston. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Hi, Purple.
So it ought to be interesting. It's a little more sermon-y perhaps, but I'm sure we'll have a lot to say.
We're all used to that.
What's that?
Sermon-y? I think we're all used to that. That's why we're here to make fun of it. At least, when we were in church before as kids, we couldn't make fun of this shit. We just kept it to ourselves. Now we can. Yay.
Mm-hmm. I know. We can openly be dissident about it. It's pretty good. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I look forward to anything you put in front of me, Pets. What you got?
I'm glad you're excited about it, honestly. Yeah. I was thinking that maybe we'll get it started here real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, why not?
How long is the video? I know these aren't too crazy long. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
about 30
the
minutes.
same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's public access religious show length.
Okay. Hey, Andrew.
You ready?
Sure.
Okay. And we'll welcome y'all to the chat in just a minute.
Tomorrow.
What do you think?
Same feel.
Right?
The world tomorrow.
I know. Did you see all the stuff blowing up in the video there and the war footage? They really hammering on that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Throughout history, there has been a cry for freedom. Men everywhere want to be free. 2 millennia ago, a man named G.
He's already off to a shitty start. He said fucking men, really? Us women don't want freedom. Fuck you. What the actual hell right now?
I know. I mean, I'm sure they're like, oh, but that just means mankind. Like, yeah, okay, but do you realize our language really matters?
We need to change it to humankind. It's human. Okay. Anyway, this is why we're watching it, and this is why we're laughing at it. But I get a feeling I'm going to be more pissed off at this than laughing at it. But okay,
I'm recognizing though, the whole thing's about freedom, right? At least that's what they're saying this is about. And I'm sure I'm going to have some.
Yep. Okay.
Well, okay, so Nancy, you're a veteran.
Yep.
What does freedom mean to you?
Oh gosh. It doesn't mean invading people's countries and taking their resources. I feel like freedom is you have to protect your freedom. Like only fight when you need to, like in a self-defense situation, not this, oh, they did this, and so therefore, you look at the history of war throughout the world, go back to beginning of time, and there's always like a reason that one group of people attacks another group of people, and it starts with something. Some people have been warring at each other so long they don't even know how things get started. Kind of Romeo and Juliet type shit. Why are these two families fighting, right? Because it just goes back and forth. It's like this group is doing it in retaliation for this, and this group thinks they own this land over here, so they're going at them. Oh my! I don't know an easy solution. I honestly don't. I don't even know
what about if you're just talking personal freedom? What does that mean to you if you are free?
It means all of our autonomy should be free, not just our physical bodies, but we have a right to autonomy, bodily autonomy. We have a right to not be coerced or manipulated by people. That's hard to achieve, though, with being up in each other's space and so many people wanting to control other people. But I think autonomy in general is the goal. We all differ in how we can get there, though. Do I think war is the answer? I don't know. I think it depends on the situation. But this type of shit that I know they're going to be talking about, and something that I heard in the military all the time was freedom isn't free. And not every country in the world shows respect to their military. They look down on it. In the US, they do, which, give or take how you're looking at it, I'm at least glad that, veterans don't get spit on anymore. But we do have to question. I'm like, what's our goal here? How many games are being played behind the scenes? I don't know. I'm just gonna go off on a tangent if I start talking about all that. But it's these people. I know they're gonna say that you have to go to war in order to get freedom, and I don't fucking believe that. I don't think you have to fight and people have to die in order to have peace, because it's only a matter of time before there's war again. Okay? If you can't figure something out by talking to someone, war is the result. War is the result of failure to communicate. So you fucked up the first time and war is the result. So don't tell me that, you have to go to war in order to gain freedom. No, that is not always the case.
Nice. Very nice.
I know that can be picked apart, but my 2 fucking cents.
Thank you for sharing that, Nancy.
And a bunch of people came in. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone.
I know. I was realizing a bunch of people came in, and I wanted to officially welcome everyone in our very special Apostate Sisters way of welcoming everyone.
God. And you're going to do it once,
which is
right?
What?
And you're going to do it once, right? And then say everyone's name?
Yes. Yes. So I want to welcome everyone to the chat with our magic mirror. So here's the magic mirror. Romper bumper, stomper boo. Tell me, do. I see Lost Explorer Guild. Now I know you can't be here tonight, but hello.
Oh,
Thanks
but hello
for chatting.
anyway, honey. Thanks for trying to make it.
I see Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Oh, Nancy's here. Hey.
No, I met you. I see Aunt Kathy. Hello, Aunt Kathy. Welcome. I see purple rhymes with orange. Hi. Thank you for being here.
Perps.
I see Andrew Christopherson. Welcome. And let's see. I see. Hello there, IDK. Hello. Welcome, Jesus Tales. And hello, Roberta. Glad you could join us tonight. Welcome, Justin Joseph. Hello, Charles McGuire. And hello, Salin. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Hello, Salin. And hello, Kip Davis. Welcome, welcome. And welcome, Maya, Queen Goddess. Always welcome here. Thank you all for being here.
Awesome. It was so much fun, Maya, being on Bad Science Sunday. That was great.
Yeah,
I realized I know far less about science than I thought. I'm looking and I'm like, wait, I actually don't know what that means. I should go look it up later. Shit. Oh, you guys were so much fun, though. So hilarious.
It was so incredibly fun.
Yeah. Oh, and you're welcome for the boob, Kip. I'll get you one too here. Since you're here.
Oh, there you go.
Welcome.
The
I should get a
boob
bigger one.
action at the end. What boob? Was it this? Was it your squishy? The boob action?
No. I don't know.
Do we want Kip to clarify what boob action?
And we were on Maya's channel, so anything could have happened that night. Oh, the music is loud, he says.
Oh, the music is loud?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for saying so.
Yeah.
I will turn it down a bit.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yep. Let's do this. Let's learn all about freedom from the
this
church
guy
that promotes war to come for doomsday. Let's hear it.
Yay. Let's make everything shit so Jesus will come back.
And Jesus told the Jews of his day, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." But free from what? His hearers did not understand and were offended by this statement.
Oh.
They had confidence that swords and spears might make them free, but not truth. So what was Jesus saying? Was he encouraging them to rise up and overthrow their Roman oppressors? The answer is emphatically no. What he meant, they did not understand. And people today do not understand his message and his way to...
Okay.
Excuse me.
What do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, he played right into the whole, you have to go to war for freedom bit. I knew he would.
Well, you have to, do God's religious ways, right?
Onward, Christian soldiers.
Well, Nancy, right? I mean, I think he's like, I guess so. Although I kind of think he was decrying the war thing directly, but he is suggesting that you find freedom in what, religious adherence?
Well, he said truth. Make of that what you will. You know what they think truth is.
When he says truth, he means the way I interpret
correct
this dusty old book, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to all the scholars in the chat.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just another dusty old book. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
it should be.
I personally find other mythologies much more interesting than the Bible, but to each their own, you know?
Right.
There's only so many times I can hear the Jesus story, and I'm like, can we please just give it a rest? I know everyone has their favorite movie and all, but how many times can you watch it? Anyway.
It's true. It's true. Well, okay. So I did kind of pull out some themes for this episode, though.
Okay.
So one thing that pops up a lot is you'll see they're going to criticize secular stuff as just being evil, right? But when you listen to what they're saying, to me, it seems like projection. Like they're accusing secularism of all of the things that they're actually doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also want us to listen for their fear-based manipulation. Like, we might even hear some threats in there if you don't do things God's way. They are good at, like, they're actually pretty great at, like, skewering capitalism and, manipulation in other realms while not, like, seeing it themselves, right? And to me, their freedom is just so strange because it's everything that isn't freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like they keep advocating for submission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like having to tell a person, trust me, you're happy. Maybe you just don't know it. Trust me, you're happy. How fucked up. Like if you have to keep reiterating something, how true can it be? If you have to keep
have
trying
the joy of the Lord.
Oh God. Oh yeah. I've
Don't
felt
you know
the joy
that?
of the Lord before.
Yikes.
The worst period of my life. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gerald Weston. Yeah, you familiar with him, Justin? Yeah. He's
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, he had some information. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane how long these dinosaurs live. Fuck yeah.
Agreed. I just wanted to also take a moment and recognize that, Nancy and I have a lot of goals here with this channel. Like, obviously, we're here to be fun and do things like this. Which, by the... Like, okay, where I'm going with that is that our thing is healing, right? Like, we've all been through something, a high control environment of one kind or another. And I just want to recognize the people who have been here and in the chat, because y'all are helping each other. Like, we want to create a healing space, but that isn't just about what Nancy and I are doing. That's about you. You all are showing up in the chat and you're telling your hard stories. You're being vulnerable. You're hearing what each other is saying and being like, hey, I'm sorry you went through that. So, like, right here in the chat, in the comments on this video, you guys are doing the work for yourselves and you're showing up for each other. And I just really wanted to recognize that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
so
an incredible community. Just today, there was another creator, somebody in this space that, she knew I was going through some struggles right now. And she said, I would drive across the country if you needed me tomorrow. And just to have a community like that is really incredible, because I just have never found that anywhere else.
For sure. And here's my shameless plug for if you would like.
Shameless plug.
Hey, those things should be shameless. No shame. No shame involved. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So if you like what Nancy and I do here and you want to see it keep going, you can help by liking it, commenting on it in the chat and in the comment on the video itself. You can send a super chat, join Patreon, comment it up, share it with someone else. All of that helps this show keep going. So thank you so much for being our audience and for supporting Nancy and I in this endeavor. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Also known as Patty is wanting to get to 1,000. We're almost there. So
we're so
we appreciate you guys. We're so close,
I know.
We don't like it when women can't finish. And when we're that close, you guys got to help us out, please.
Come on. So close.
I always try to embarrass you, sister.
I didn't expect you to take it there.
the magic mirror and the kazoo, and I am over here with the stress beam. Yay. I like that sort of contrast.
Another shameless plug. Yeah. If you become a channel member, you get custom emojis. There is a squishy boob emoji. There is a kazoo emoji. And let's see, what else? What else is in there? There's a blue heart. Yeah, you get emojis. And actually, I guess once I get more channel members, I get more emojis. So,
Okay, well, Andrew wants a butt plug emoji. So maybe you should, look into that. Shameless plug. Make a shameless plug emoji. Yeah. Salin. Am I saying your name right, honey? Salin. What is the survivors page? Is that for the Worldwide Church of God? Because I am on a couple of them on Facebook.
You might be referring to our Discord, because Nancy and I do maintain a Discord that is for Worldwide Church of God and offshoot survivors only. And I don't know what you mean by share our lives.
Okay.
But I guess we talk maybe a little more about life stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
What kind of private life information are you looking for there, huh?
How private. No, I don't know where we have some of our stuff. I think eventually, though, we are trying to get on some sort of Discord for the atheist space, which is, a space we're also in, not just ex-cult. So, yeah, we're definitely working on that. It's hot as fuck in this room. I am. I have sweat dripping down my back.
I do think. Oh, share lives. Oh my God, not our personal lives. Lives, as in like this thing being alive. I tell you, language is mushy. Sometimes there are sometimes I'm not huge in the like WCG survivor groups that were out there before. A few. I guess what is it? Armstroke on
Herbert Armstroke. I've been on quite a few times. Hey, Denny. Yeah. We both interpreted that wrong. Sorry, love.
That's funny. I know.
We should be adding to it. Yes.
I know. I kind of just don't want to like annoy the WCG groups. Maybe I should annoy them more. Anyway.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, WCG folks, talk to me about that in the chat. We'll see.
There's another great podcast out there known as The Cult Next Door. The Cult Next Door. So Ashley and her brother Maddie, also raised in Worldwide Church of God. They're still relatively new. I think maybe they're in season 2. A lot of it is also audio only, but they have started doing video. So at some point, we'd like to get them on our channel so that we can interview them as well, because it sounds like they also have quite the story. So there's a lot of Worldwide Church of God survivors coming out of the woodworks. We're here for it.
Exactly.
All right. Back to the movie.
You know what? I'm just going to do it. Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. We have some new people in the chat. Hello, John. Welcome to the Apostate Sisters live show. I see. Who else? There was one more. I see Toolman. Hi there, Denny. Welcome.
Right. Okay, you're also an Armstroke. Perfect. Okay. Can you tell Patty's the one that has kids?
I'm doing like all 80s references, though. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's fun.
Do we need a little more Gerald in our life?
Oh, God. Please give me more Gerald. You've only given me the tip.
To peace and freedom. He was speaking of another kind of freedom, a very different kind of freedom. On today's program, I'm going to show you how you can experience real freedom from oppression that knows no political, geographical, or economic boundaries.
Yes.
If you'd like to know how you personally can experience this kind of freedom, stay tuned.
He looked really hopeful there.
Yeah. Well.
Stay tuned. All right. Should I just keep going?
I want everything that man has.
Yikes.
He looks like he knows what he's talking about. Come on, let's go.
He looks like he's got the joy of the Lord on his face. Yes, he does. Ooh.
Yeah. Starving children, they
That's
always have
just
to throw them in.
what's that?
The starving children, they always throw them in.
I know, right?
Starving brown children.
Ugh. Well, see, that's the thing. Growing up, they told us all this terrible stuff was going to happen. And then I'm also watching, those really sad commercials where they show the starving children and you can help them make it for just $1 a day or whatever.
$1.05, right?
I don't know. But right, like here Armstrong's pointing out all those things and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
Always. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, natural disasters, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, did you see the crosshairs floating around on there? That's terrifying.
The what?
There was like crosshairs floating around on the screen for a second there.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they're good. Look at this. This in the middle here. This one, that's pretty great. Look at that. That is a body outline. And look, there's like liquid blood stuff seeping from the head on the body outline there. Uh-huh.
Let's terrify everyone, and then we'll give you the solution. Yeah. Justin has, I believe that's a super chat. What's the green one?
Oh, it is a super chat. Oh my goodness. We have a super chat. Thank you so much, Justin Joseph. You gave $4.99. You are 44 years old today, and since we didn't grow up celebrating that, it makes me happy to donate to such a great therapeutic podcast. Thank you so much, and
Justin.
happy birthday to you. Should we sing?
Yes. Was it today?
That's what he's saying. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you.
Yesterday. Okay, let's go.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you, Justin. Happy birthday to you. I was like, we can sing, but we're going to be off a little bit. Yeah. We'll have you on our channel soon, Justin. We're looking forward to hearing your story. You too, Roberta, and I think a couple more that we want. Oh, Purple said the chalk outline is just a TV trope. Holy shit. You know what? I never knew that. But that makes absolute sense. Yeah.
That does make sense.
Of course, police don't do that. Okay.
It reminds me of my favorite Saturday Night Live sketch of all time. It's not a famous one. It's one where it was like cops and they were all surrounding a body outline, or no, a body covered with a blanket, and something about it, every time they uncovered it, would make people vomit. And it was like really stupid, where they had a big hose going up everyone's pant leg that you could see. And then the whole thing, I don't know why I thought it was so funny, was just whoo, holding the hose every time they looked at the body. Anyway, whatever.
Interesting.
Don't listen to me.
Stay here. No,
whatever. The picture's there to instill fear, because that's what these churches do.
Exactly. Look for the why behind the why. Yep. Yeah, they covered a lot of shit in here, didn't they? With their little collage.
Okay, I want to put this up again because I'm just feeling a little tickled that you would choose to spend birthday time with us. Like, thank you, friend. I know.
Does he hit you in your giggle dick? Huh?
Nah, not this time. Shout out Jenna Marbles. Okay.
Yeah, shout out Jenna.
Ooh. It was the goo from the head that got me.
Oh!
What?
No, you're not. I had to like point out, okay, so they're talking about tomorrow, right? And they showed what? Sniffing flowers, having a beautiful, elegant brunch, playing with family, right? Did I miss any? I just wanted to point out the things that they said are going to be those amazing things of tomorrow's world.
It's funny because the things they're showing are things that like are actively possible today if you would just choose to be present with it and not just look to some imagined future making today horrible, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. You kind of like miss out on being present and enjoying your life today because you've been told it's so bad today and you can only wait for when God returns and stuff.
Right. We have someone new in the chat, by the way. Hello, Punk Metal Tau. I'm glad that you're enjoying our little shenanigans. More to come.
Well, since I'm already stopped. Romper bumper stomper boo. Tell me do. I'm doing this way too often. I'm really sorry. I see Punk Metal Tau in the chat. Welcome.
The world tomorrow was more nukes and tribulation than this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's World is put out by Living Church of God, which is like a carbon copy of the Worldwide Church of God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just another splinter church.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I missed it.
Yep. Oh,
Hello,
Deviant Outcast.
Deviant
Hello.
Outcast.
Yeah,
thank you so much for being here and for being our mod. May we all be blessed with pancake. Heavenly sumptuousness. Yes. Ooh, covered in whipped cream. Yeah. Let's be covered in whipped cream. Although don't actually do that because it doesn't go well.
You know? Yeah. Had some bad experiences, Patty?
It smells like sour milk really fast. Don't do it.
Does that depend on which body part you put it on?
Ugh.
Ew. Ew. Yeah.
Beware where you put sugary things, guys. Okay. That's not the point of this session.
Yes. Let's get serious.
Deviant Outcast, you're going to get a mirror in a little bit. I'm going to wait a minute, though. Okay. Here we go. Ooh.
Okay.
Welcome to Tomorrow's World, where the topic of today's program is, what is freedom? People around the world in all societies often cry out for what they think is freedom. But what do they really want? Often people think freedom is the right to make all their own decisions. Yep. And they think this will give them the peace, prosperity, and happiness they seek.
As long as people don't control
In fact, the freedom for every individual to make his own decisions on everything would quickly lead to conflict. Making all of our own decisions does not produce freedom.
Uh-huh.
Do tell.
But do you see what they're already setting up?
Yeah.
They're like, you don't get to make your own decisions. You're stupid. You're
gonna
fuck it up.
Not enough is what they're saying. You're not enough.
Oh, that's some bullshit right there.
Give me limits. Fuck you in your face, dude. This guy was in the other video, wasn't he?
No.
He wasn't one of those three? All these dudes look the same to me.
No. The other guy's name was Warren.
You remember it? Okay. Cool.
But rather strife. Hence the need for government. Before his crucifixion, Jesus was taken before Pilate, the Roman governor. Pilate was...
Hence the need for government. So you're saying you're not an anarchist. Fine.
Was confused as to the reason he was brought before him. But he asked Jesus directly, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Now, understandably, this could be a serious offense if he were trying to set himself up to overthrow the government. But Jesus declared, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would fight so that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now my kingdom is not from here." It goes without saying that if you have a kingdom, you have to have a king. And since...
Really?
The U.S. is about to get one. We're not a fucking kingdom. Sorry, I won't get into politics. Holy shit.
Boy, that's... Blah.
Jesus spoke of my kingdom, it would follow that Jesus was claiming to be a king. Therefore, Pilate asked him again, "Are you a king then?" And Jesus replied, "You say rightly that I am a king. For this cause I was born, and for this cause I have come into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice."
I haven't heard it yet.
And to this Pilate replied, "What is truth?" In our sophisticated postmodern world, we are told that there are no absolute truths. But here we learn.
Do you realize when he said in our sophisticated modern world, he's also saying, y'all think you're sophisticated, but really you're still just base sinners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have people rise too high. You gotta keep them down.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Fossils.
This is an excellent point.
Oh, yeah.
He just fully glossed over that, didn't he? Just went straight for king, not monarchy. That is worth noting. This church is, I mean, not unlike most churches, but very, very patriarchal.
Purple, may I just say I appreciate your knowledge and random facts so much. You are very much like Ember, I think, in that regard. You just have good little bits of information you throw out. I'm just like, oh, I'm just eating them all up. That's great.
I like this.
Fossils like Gerald was. Gerald Flurry's a fucking fossil too. David Pack is just batshit crazy. Just batshit.
The out Armstrong each other, that's hilarious. I don't understand exactly why they're waving eggplants around, Justin, but okay. They all must have really big gardens, I guess.
Too big for the likes of them.
Makes me think of when we had our garden, Nance, growing up, and we had chickens, remember?
Yep.
And there would be the zucchinis that would get hidden under the leaf, and then they'd just be enormous, and there'd be literal sword fighting with the zucchinis. I think that's different than eggplant sword fighting, though, somehow. I'm not sure how it's different, but I'm just thinking it's different.
I'm loving that. I am forever going to remember that out Armstronging each other.
It's so true.
Just getting a dick
It's
sword
weird.
fight. Yeah. Culty
That's
dick
funny.
sword fight. Oh.
No, eggplant. Eggplant. I don't know what you're talking about, that other thing.
Thank you for saying, yeah, eggplant, so I don't have to think about anything else on these.
That's right. That's
men's
right.
bodies.
Just put the vegetables.
Vanilla Tootsie Roll, no! Reverse.
Uh-oh. It's starting early. Okay, I'm going to play this thing.
Okay, play it. Oh, God.
Learned that truth was considered fluid even in Jesus' day. Yet truth is not subjective. You cannot design a plane based on subjectivity and make it fly. There are absolute laws at work, absolute laws of aerodynamics, which must overcome the absolute law of gravity. So what is this truth that Jesus spoke of that will set us free?
Yeah.
He does not leave us in doubt.
Yeah, he does.
On the night in which he was betrayed, Jesus prayed to his Father,
Wait, he just compared God's law to like the law of gravity, right?
He did.
Okay. Just making sure.
sanctify them by your truth. Your word is truth. The word sanctify means to set apart, specifically for a righteous purpose. We learn from these two very short sentences that truth sets us apart and that it is God's word where ultimate truth is found.
He knows very
The word
short.
of God, the Bible, teaches us the truth of how to live. It is an instruction book on how we should conduct our lives.
Like enslaved people?
And in this is found...
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Like enslaved people, genocide?
Yeah.
Misogyny?
Oh, all that's in there? Like the good book? Wait, what?
Actually, it's kind of interesting.
Are you saying it advocates for slavery and like tells you how to discipline your slaves?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Very much does. And people will look right at it and deny it. Usually I think the excuse is, oh, that was just different times back then.
Yeah. Is there a sense of like, you know, women being elevated so that they're, you know, equal with men?
Oh, wouldn't that be fucking beautiful, right? I just have to comment because Waiting is a fantastic movie, Roberta. Yeah, it's funny. Where What's it called? Is it bat wings or the goat? That urbandictionary.com where the dudes, you think I'd remember because dudes did it in the military all the time. They would drop trow and then bend over so you'd see the hangy. Let me see. Everything. Butthole, back of the balls, all of it. Yeah. Worst
Wait,
possible.
how do we get to
ever.
this?
She said the movie Waiting. That act takes place in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And that's the one I'm thinking of. You're thinking of, Waiting Tables, right? With is it Ryan Reynolds? Hilarious movie, by the way. Sorry,
oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Pets, you were saying?
No, that's okay. I was just like kind of feeling shocked about the horrible things you're telling me are in the Bible.
You know what? I have a friend that she was raised, well, sort of Hindu, but mostly Muslim. She really didn't know anything about Christianity. And she knows what I do.
I don't know much about being Muslim.
Exactly. Which was totally fine. I had to explain to her, like, she had no idea there were such horrible passages in the Bible until I, told her about Elijah and the flood and slavery and all this. She had no fucking idea all that stuff was in there. She had no idea. I said, be prepared. Christians will find some apologetics, some way around it. Jezebel. Those are some characters to admire. I agree.
No, I'm not sure I could talk about the Jezebel story, but I do remember Delilah and her smooth talking ways around old Samson.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a little more.
Yeah.
We don't want to like wax poetic about slavery in the Bible.
No, we could go off on a tangent. You're right, Denny. Yep, Islam is no better. Well, I mean, there's always some fucked up shit in all mythological stories, isn't there? Like, you look at Hinduism and what we were talking about to secular rarity about, what was it? Parvati's vagina would like swallow the earth, and the only way to fix it is Shiva's dick. That's what he said.
I think it was like the vagina got big and was like destroying the earth.
I absolutely love it.
But it was that Shiva's dick was like flying to save the day.
Oh, free the flaps. Hey, we can use hashtag free the flaps now.
Oh, I made an emoji of the flaps.
Does anyone here remember our hashtag free the flaps? Patty made an emoji. Yeah, Andrew, there you go. That's for you, bud. That's for you. What was I going to say after that?
So yes, kind of. I mean, in the atheist community, everyone's so nice and is always willing to like chat and do interviews and stuff. So we actually interviewed Secular Rarity a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
I don't know. The episode's been out for a couple of weeks, but yeah, check it out on our channel.
Jim Barrows is the latest one. He just came out, and then Maya is coming up, and so is AJ of Ways to Human. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Good times. Free the flaps. There we
touche,
go.
Ma, touche.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right. Okay,
I forget where
let's see.
I felt like I was going to say something else, but no, I got distracted by awesomeness. All right, go ahead.
You know what? I don't think Deviant Outcast got officially welcomed. So
go ahead.
Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. I see Deviant Outcast in the chat. Thank you so much for being here and for modding. You are so appreciated.
Awesome.
Yeah. Tell me, do. Danny. Yep, tell me, do.
Tell me, do.
We have met Forrest. We had dinner with him at BajaCon last August, actually.
Yeah,
but
I got some funny stories.
True, we haven't invited him here for an interview yet. So give me ideas.
He's pretty big.
I know.
We'll get there.
He's so cool. He's the nicest guy, though. Wow, is he a smart human?
Yes, Seth Andrews and Forrest Valkai we got to sit next to at BajaCon, and that was a pretty awesome conversation. I decided to wear a t-shirt to day one of BajaCon that said, sorry, I missed church. I was masturbating. And yeah, I got the two of them sitting at the table, and that was pretty fun conversation starter. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Seth's voice. Okay. Yep, agreed. Salem agreed. Yeah.
It's funny.
Found the way truth sets us free.
Tell us.
This truth enables us to live a life that results in an inner peace and tranquility, and helps us escape the dangers of greed, selfishness, and many other concerns of the world. Jesus did not have in mind the political circumstances of the Jewish nation when he made this declaration. Yes, he was saying they were oppressed, but the oppression that he was referring to was that of sin. Notice what the Apostle John...
So Jesus doesn't care at all about like actual oppression, like in the real life?
Why would he? We're talking tomorrow's world. Why would we care about this one?
Right. I mean, it kind of sounds like they're advocating for having this like inner peace in your own head, even though everything around you is kind of, oppressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Could want to say Dusty Smith, Justin said, one of favorite atheist YouTubers. I'm not familiar with that person, Justin, so thank you. I will.
I'm not either, actually.
Look
well,
him
good.
Up. Shout out.
There's probably like many branches of the atheist community.
There are. I would say they all connect to each other. Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is like all mycelial network, right? Because everything's kind of an overlap.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Unquotes Jesus as saying in John 8 and verse 34, most assuredly I say to you, whoever commits sin is a slave of sin. But what is sin? Sin is something that affects every one of us. So what exactly is it? Most do not know.
Sam Hewen, that's sin.
In its most
What's that?
Sam Hewen from Outlander, that is sin.
I don't know this reference. What
so was Chris Hemsworth, but I'm just saying.
Oh.
God cannot make men like that and tell us not to sin. Fuck you, God. Really?
It's great.
In its basic sense, the Bible defines sin this way in 1 John 3:4. Sin is a transgression of the law. The Bible is not referring here to traffic laws or other human regulations. As a New Bible Commentary Revised explains, quote, the law in question is, of course, the law of God. The essence of sin, then, is disregard for God's law. If followed, this is a law that helps us to be loyal and prosperous citizens. Few people can list all of the 10 commandments found in the Bible, and fewer still understand the connection between sin and bondage on one hand.
Bondage?
Bondage?
We're getting somewhere.
So bondage on one hand? I mean, that's kind of useful. You feel less trapped that way.
Okay, sin and bondage sounds like a really cool like dungeon club, doesn't it? Sin and bondage.
Yeah.
Or Lake of Fire. I like the Lake of Fire. We've had a few trolls on our channel that have told us we're going to the Lake of Fire. I was just like, oh, that sounds like a cool club name. Let's go. Yay.
I want to see if he's going to say more about bondage. Let's see.
And freedom on the other. In fact, they think freedom means freedom from law. It means not letting anyone tell you what you can and cannot do. This is the problem many young people have as they grow up.
Those punks.
They think mom and
look out, we're going to see the countercultural people now.
Oh, no.
Dad make rules arbitrarily, rules that restrict their freedom.
Okay, this pisses me
Sometimes
off.
they deceive.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay.
What do you got?
This pisses me the fuck off. You know what's going on here looking at this picture?
You know what? I have to go take a bio break, so I'm going to
go ahead.
Mute myself and you go ahead and talk about this picture.
Okay, that's fine. The punks, yes. So this poor child, well, probably a teenager. I mean, look what's going on here, you guys. What do you think? It looks to me like, well, first of all, that mom is a total Karen. And okay, am I wrong in thinking the dad here is like, he's like, okay, yes, dear. Yes. Like, he's just agreeing with her. But yeah, she's furious because I don't know, her teenager is dressing this way, maybe talking to boys and shit like that. But this teen is refusing to conform, whether, they don't want to, they don't believe what the parents are telling them. And of course, I'm assuming the parents are just not giving them a choice. And I'm going to say the mom here because I don't think the dad has any say in it. You ever seen Office Space, you guys? The dad kind of looks like, is it Milton? Oh my gosh. Wait, is there purple in her hair? Or I don't think her hair is dyed, but but yeah, Pat. So basically, to summarize, the Karen mom here is. Oh, you were listening. Okay, but you agree, right? Like this person's.
I don't know. I kind of think she looks like the grandma.
The grandma?
Yeah, like she's the grandma, and then that's the dad and the kid.
Okay, you're saying that's not the kid's mom over there. You're saying that's the grandma?
I don't know. I'm just making shit up, Nancy. But this is a great point. Yes, the parents are talking and
that's
not hearing that the child's right there.
They're not talking to the child.
Check out the body language on the kid too. Like, I have been ignored my whole life.
Well, yeah, obviously shit's going on. And when people, I hate the term acting out because it's so generic, but they'll say, oh, my teenager's acting out. Yeah, there's a reason for it. You are ignoring some need of theirs and they feel like they can't talk to you. Otherwise, that child would be talking to them.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, let's just go for it.
Hey, Milton, what?
Oh, dear. Oh, no. I love our analysis of this stock image. That is making me happy.
I'm sorry. I saw it pass and I was immediately triggered. I'm like, no, I need to talk about it. Let's tear this apart. This is fucked up. Mennonites don't allow zippers. Oh, by the way,
I'm sorry.
God equals the square root of 1. You know what? I can't talk.
Romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. I see God equals the square root of -1. Welcome to the chat. I once was very, very high and I had this whole thought process about how like maybe consciousness is just like the numbers that repeat, that like never finish. Right? So
yeah,
somehow I'm kind of on board for God equaling the square root of -1 because this is probably your joke, and I'm sorry that I'm such a dork, but because -1 is imaginary, right? -1 is imaginary. The square root of -1 is imaginary. It's a thing, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry if I ruined your joke. It's a good one, though. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed, Salen. Yeah. Religious parents tend to not have like healthy discussions with kids. I can't say that about all of them. I really cannot. But in my experience, for sure, it's religious parents who just discipline because you're not. They're rule followers.
It's obedience.
They choose rules over reason every single time.
If you're going to obey, there is no room for like thinking through it and discussing it because you just have to obey.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The parents are indoctrinated, so they're going to lay down the law to the child, but the child's not having it. And be like, no. Mm-hmm. Autonomy comes back to autonomy.
Everything comes back to autonomy.
Stripped of autonomy. Yeah. Okay.
That's right. Thank you, Purple. That is some quality commenting right there.
Have some pie. Oh my God!
Oh yes, the child rearing book. So Roberta, I don't know if you remember, we had started an Unpack-It series that wasn't live, and we were reading books instead of watching shows. And we were doing the sex book because, of course, we were. But the child rearing stuff was like next on our list. So we might have to get back to that someday, Nancy, and read awful cult literature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, shall we move on from this?
There's a lot more good stuff in that.
This poor child Okay.
I know. I know.
Deceive themselves into thinking their parents make rules for the sole purpose of making life difficult for them.
Oh,
Don't they?
And isn't this the way
individuality.
that
Look at
most
that.
people
I
view God?
know.
Can't
Well,
have
so
it.
not purple hair, but we got
It's
that.
not
We got-
purple, but you know. If you guys haven't seen it, check out our episode on body modifications where Patty and I discuss you know, kind of the logistics of things like tattoos and piercings and what did the church think of that, and really just Christianity in general viewpoint, and how, you know, that's kind of a societal thing. Do you feel pressure to not be an individual? You got to conform, and you know how people look at people like this who are really just expressing themselves. It may even be anger, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
mean, I would much rather have someone express their anger by way of a bunch of red hair dye and hair glue than, you
That's
know,
awesome.
pulling triggers, right? Like, come on now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sex Pistols. Woo!
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's keep
Watch out for these people.
They think God wants to spoil all their fun and make them unhappy. That he gives us all these rules that take all the fun out of life.
This is
But
great.
nothing, my friends, could be further from the truth. Some years ago, I knew a man who was a quadriplegic.
Don't worry, if you do all the fun things that we tell you to do by way of God, you're going to have the real fun.
Yeah.
So they're not controlling you. It's kind of like a gaslight, don't you think? Like, no, we're not controlling you. Like, we just want you to have, you know, like real fun, like God fun, not the things that you get excited about and think are fun.
If you're not having enough fun, you're doing it wrong. You must be praying more or tithing more or something to get to that deer.
You gotta have our kind of fun or you are headed for that lake of fire. And that's not fun.
Agreed, Roberta. God is boring as fuck. The Bible is boring as fuck. I don't find anything interesting about it whatsoever, except for like the funny passages, like goat emissions like a horse and all that. You know, that kind of stuff. It's awesome. Yeah.
Emissions as big as a donkey.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Glenn had no use of his legs and only limited use of his arms and hands. It was only through a number of surgical and mechanical devices that he could move his hands and arms to perform simple tasks.
Science.
Whenever I visited him, it was in a full-time care facility. His home consisted of a bed, a small television, and a few personal effects. 3 times a week, he was taken to receive several hours of hemodialysis treatment. He was in a very sad state, and he told me on more than one occasion that he welcomed death.
Wait, this guy... okay, never mind. I don't know enough about medical stuff, but he said this guy was on hemodialysis, but he was a quadriplegic, so I don't understand. That's like 2 separate things. Anyway.
But how did he come to be in such a condition? He started out life as...
I'm going to guess he disobeyed God's laws.
Oh, shit. That's fucking awful. Dude.
This is what they do. David C. Pack does this directly. He'll be like, you have to do it this way, or like, really bad things are going to happen to you. Yeah. I mean, he shouts threats. Yeah. Oh my God. Y'all are doing awesome comments here.
Yes, I'm loving all the comments.
That's amazing.
Yep. Okay, yep. Dialysis is...
That's what I
What's
thought.
wrong with me tonight? Dialysis is treatment for kidney failure. Yep.
Oh, wait. Hemo...
Okay.
Oh!
You get too much iron in your blood. You guys
Hello
are
there.
so
Romper,
amazing.
bumper, stomper, boo.
Helping.
Tell me, do. Hello, Beamsy. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if I've seen you before. I'm glad you could be here.
Welcome. You were just lurking, weren't you, Beamsy? You're like, oh, I can answer that. Yay. Thank you. Handmaid's Tale 2025. Yep.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, this reminds me. I keep thinking I should bust this out. Y'all, I have a Handmaid's Tale costume. So we'll have to come up with some fun gimmick for a reason for me to have to wear it. but I own one.
Do you have a picture of you wearing it?
Yes, I'll look for it when I start it again.
Or maybe you can save that for. You should bring that to
maybe.
Free Float.
Yeah. Huh. Or should I do it as a reward for super chats? I don't know. I hate this game. Okay.
Sleep on it.
Well, anyway, y'all talk to me about Handmaid's Tale. Like, I gotta find something cool to do with it. Okay, here we go.
Awesome.
As most other men, he was born a helpless babe, the delight of his parents. Over time, he learned to crawl, then to walk, and then to run, and to play as any normal child. But when he graduated from high school at the age of 18, he and some friends celebrated their accomplishment with heavy quantities of beer, got into a car and roared about on a narrow mountain road until the driver lost control and missed a turn. Glenn was thrown from the car and his neck was broken. What started out...
Which explains nothing about the hemodialysis, of course. Wait, really?
Well, yeah.
Hemodialysis? Are you joking? Is used to counter that?
Oh, we got a couple new people.
Assuming.
Nakasius,
really?
Did I say that right? International Women's Day is tomorrow. Yay.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness, look who else is here. We've got people. People.
We got Durante Lamar. Hi, hon.
All right. I'm bringing out the magic mirror to say hello to everyone in the chat.
Got some
Romper,
newbies.
bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. I see Nakasius. Nakasius, I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. I see you in the chat. Welcome to the show. I see Durante Lamar in the chat. Welcome to the show, Durante. So nice to have you here.
The taster's choice moment.
Okay, here we go.
Started out as being a celebration of accomplishment, a coming of age to freely live their lives as they chose, free of adult supervision, ended with a kind of physical bondage that Glenn never imagined and no one could ever want.
Okay, this happens to people. This is a thing that happens. People have accidents and it doesn't go well for us. And that is a sad fact of humanity. And hopefully we can be here for each other and help each other when bad stuff happens. It is in no way from not listening to your dumbass book. Fuck all the way off with that, dude. Ugh.
Well said, Pat.
My friends.
Well said.
Yeah, I just started to make me mad. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
How many other lives have ended with equally tragic results? Is this
all lives end
to do really freedom?
What?
It's like, ask your God.
I mean, your God's responsible for all of it, right?
Good and the bad.
Let me give you another example. I've known a number of people who died from emphysema and lung cancer, the result of smoking cigarettes over a long time. When I was young, many of my friends took up this habit. Why? Was it because smoking promised good health? Of course not. It was because my friends wanted to be seen as grown up, able to make their own decisions, and to be...
Maybe they wanted to be seen as grown up because they grew up in the same church you did, where they were told they actually wouldn't get to grow up. Imagine that.
They looked at this dude and said, oh my God, that's my fucking future. Get me the fuck out of here right now. I'm going to go drink and drive.
Oh no, oh my God.
To be able to conform to others around them who seemed manly or sophisticated. But soon they became addicted to this vile habit.
Here we go.
Instead of giving them freedom, they found themselves slaves to an expensive habit that could eventually, and often does, end in death. Smoking causes or contributes to a number of diseases, including various kinds of cancer, emphysema, heart attacks and strokes, wrinkled skin, and chimney breath.
And chimney breath, he says with a chuckle in his voice.
Yeah. Again, nothing to do with the church. Yeah.
Did you hear the music in the background?
Oh, yeah. Just to terrify people. Your life is going down the drain.
Mm-hmm. But this is how they're doing it. They pointed out real things that are really difficult and hard for us humans and make life suck sometimes. And then they're trying to take these bad things that happen and link it to the not doing what they say. It's just...
It's disgusting.
It's infuriating.
If that's the case, people could link it to anything. Say, here's why you don't do this, because this. God, it's all just control and manipulation. So gross. Wrinkled penis. You're not wrong, Roberta. You're not wrong.
This one's interesting, Justin.
What?
Almost died unless it got pushed. Yeah, right? Like, sounds like, well, he must have had some secret sin. You know, that's what they could say then, right?
There's sin that goes back generations in some cases, right? It could be your ancestors that did something wrong, and you are to blame for that.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
And one has to pay for such a privilege. Advertisers portray this habit as being manly for men and sophisticated.
Sorry, why did they need to use a woman of color there?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell they've incorporated, like, not just white people into all of this, but yeah, it just strikes me as weird, the choices they make.
Thank you for noticing that, Pat. Yeah. No, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catered for women.
Yeah.
But what it really offers is bondage and slavery. One of Jesus' disciples,
more bondage,
wrote, while they promise them liberty, they themselves are slaves of corruption. For by whom a person is overcome, by him also he is brought into bondage.
Excellent.
If you would like to discover more about how this topic impacts your life,
go.
Visit us online at www.lcgcanada.org to read our featured literature.
More literature. Oh my God. And these people sit down and actually read those booklets.
I don't know. That music just made me feel like the self-help just like infused into me from the music itself, I think.
Of course. Music definitely has an effect, doesn't it? Yeah.
It sure does. It sure does.
As human beings, we don't always think things through. We tend to follow the example of those around us, and this leads us to physical and psychological addictions. As one teenage boy...
Wait, what?
I don't know.
No, that's social cohesion. It's like a thing that we do. I don't know.
Once said to me, quote, I want to be an individual just like all my friends.
You're so
what
funny.
An amazing statement. How honest. Yet did he realize what he was saying? What he meant was that he did not want to conform to rules handed down by parents and established authorities.
No.
Not if they're bad rules and don't make logical sense, or if they hurt people. Those types of things would be rules I wouldn't want to follow. So like, we should question everything.
Yeah. By the way, I like the word pegging. Thanks for pointing that out. God equals the square root of -1. I like pegging. Yay! I haven't heard that word in a while. But I don't want to think about pegging and looking at this dude.
Nope.
So
he did not want to follow established historical customs. Instead, he
historical
wanted to express
customs.
himself.
That pisses me off.
Tradition. That's what he's saying. Tradition.
Yes, tradition. I hate.
Except usually when these churches use the word tradition, they're like skewering something about like Christmas traditions. So I know that's why he didn't use that word.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yep, because Worldwide Church of God and all the offshoots don't celebrate Christmas. Yep. For anyone who doesn't
That's
know.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
So we never had Christmas or birthdays growing up.
Right.
As well as many people in the comments. Yep. Cool. Yay.
Himself, express his individuality, be his own man. But rather than being an individual charting his own well-thought-out course, without realizing it, he was a follower, being led about by friends, his peer group. And what he really didn't know was that both he and his friends were being manipulated by advertisers,
You know why
often
he's
men
a
and women
follower?
older than his own parents.
What? Why?
Because he's a follower because he got out into the real world and he doesn't know how to take charge of his own life. No one ever told him it is okay to make your own decisions. You don't have to follow what somebody else says or does.
And he's talking about being led astray by advertisers. Well, why is that?
You're a fucking advertiser.
We just watched an advertisement for literature.
Yes. Oh, but maybe they give it away for free like Armstrong did. You know, it was all about the free literature. But
oh, I'm sure.
You pay in other ways, as high as 30% tithes. Yes.
Ooh, sweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who go to great lengths to tap into his teenage desire to be an individual.
Yeah.
For the sole purpose of selling him the latest look they have created, whether clothing styles, hairstyles, body piercings, tattoos, or even the look on his face.
Yeah.
In his book, The
Individual
Marketing of
expression.
Evil, David Capellian
What's that?
Individual expression. Maybe they
That's bad.
want to look
Nancy,
like
that's...
boring vanilla, like this guy. Sorry.
I know, but here he is saying that they just want to look unique like everyone else. Oh, I made it funny.
Jason Freer is here. Hey,
Oh.
Jason Freer of BajaCon.
That's right. Romper bomper, stomper do, tell me, oh, I messed it up. Stomper boo, tell me, do. I see Jason Freer in the chat. Welcome. I'm so glad you could be here tonight.
Hey. Did you get everyone else? Beamsy, maybe?
I did.
All right, awesome. By the way, Pat, huh?
What?
Oh no, I was just gonna say you rock like red lipstick. Like you hold red lipstick so well. It looks ridiculous on me. It just, you know, it just looks better on some of you. It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm.
Does this fashion thing include circumcision?
Oh dear.
I mean, circumcision could be fashion. Like you got to ask yourself, what does God do with all that foreskin? And I think we were having a discussion once about like foreskin fashion. I think that was on Christmas.
Yeah, like a jacket.
That, like jackets and purses and
somehow
shit.
He must have, like a jacket made out of all
the
foreskins.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh God, are your daughters listening?
They're down the hall. Can you hear them?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, sorry. They're not
bologna
abiding
meat.
by the stay in your room rule. What? What?
Roberta said bologna meat. Oh hell no. And hot dogs and stuff. Oh, that's so bad, but you're probably not wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at this one though, because Jason, right? I'm old enough that I watched a little tiny bit of Romper Room when I was a kid, and I remember watching at the end like, is she gonna have the magic to say my name this time? But I was also kind of like knowing that magic is wrong and not okay, so I was like conflicted about it. It's a whole thing.
I still have not seen this like 80s show, so I'll have to check it out. But I bet that was exciting as a kid, waiting to hear your name called.
It never was, though. Our parents weren't exactly the send a letter in to have that happen kind of parents.
Ah, yes. Nope. Nothing to make their children happy. Wouldn't want that.
Oh,
get arrogant.
So sad.
And just, oh.
Aww.
I know.
Okay.
And explains how it is done in the Western world and in every culture that falls under the influence of Western culture. 5 enormous companies are responsible for selling nearly all of youth culture. These are the true merchants of cool: Rupert Murdoch's News Corp, Disney, Viacom, Universal Vivendi, and AOL Time Warner.
Okay, so I'm here for talking about the corporatocracy we live under. Yeah? I mean, this is the stuff I'm
Yeah.
saying. These churches are great at pointing out the real shit that we're actually going through that us humans are kind of getting wrong.
Yeah.
And they point it out and pretend like they have the answer. It's
I know.
frustrating.
Sometimes these culty churches, like, it just give us everything we need to go up against like evangelical churches.
It's true.
Like, there you go.
Mr. Capellian quotes University of Illinois communications professor Robert McChesney
Oh,
as saying,
University of
quote,
Illinois.
Oh.
these companies sell 90% of the music in the United States. Those same companies also own all the film studios, all the major TV networks, all the TV stations pretty much in the 10 largest markets. They own all or part of every single commercial cable channel.
So you're saying the corporations are evil? Agree. I agree with that. What do you think?
Yeah, they probably believe that until they make some deal with them.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
I know. Well, but I mean, look what they're saying. The TV stations pretty much in the 10 largest markets, owning every commercial cable channel, etc., etc. Like, so you're saying the media is like controlled? Just saying. I think that's what he's pointing out.
Yeah.
So what? Some would ask. Somebody has to own these companies, record the music, and make the films. But what is it that these companies want, and how do they go about getting it? McChesney explains, they look at the teen market as part of this massive empire that they're colonizing.
Oh, dear.
You should look at it like the British Empire or the French Empire in the 19th century. Teens are like Africa.
Oh, really?
Whatever book he's reading, Marketing of Evil, they're comparing marketing to teens to the scramble for Africa in the 1800s. Like when all the European superpowers were like, we want this part. This is ours. Oh, this one's ours. We're just going to take what we want.
Gosh.
I mean, I'm not on
Right.
team yay marketing to teenagers either, but like maybe we shouldn't compare it to one of the darkest things that humans have done. Christ.
Yeah.
You know, that's this range that they're going to take over. And their weaponry are films, music, books, CDs, internet access. Clothing,
really? Like
amusement
churches?
parks, sports teams.
I know.
That's all this weaponry they have to make money off
So
of this market.
stupid.
Why is it that all these things are so much more interesting than church, and that they've become evil in the way they influence things? It must be because we're living in a fallen world.
Okay. And what market are we talking about here? My friends, the prize they are competing for is huge. As Capellian quotes Douglas Rushkoff, they want to be cool. They are impressionable, and they have the cash. They are corporate America's $150 billion dream.
Wet dream. What?
Viacom,
Wet dream.
Disney,
What year was this?
AOL, Time Warner, and others.
This is like 11 years old.
Oh, okay. So it's not that. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, Roberta. Yeah, jealousy. Jealous of mainstream media success. Oh, if only they could get their little booklets into as many of those nooks as mainstream media.
At the very least, they're definitely trying to make sure all of their followers stop looking at anything that isn't published by them.
Yes. Can't take away too much time and money. Yeah, interesting.
Oh, I missed this.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, the red lips. Yeah, she's got it.
That's funny. I only do it for the late night shows.
America's children like laboratory rats in order to sell them billions of dollars in merchandise by tempting, degrading, and corrupting them. Capellian explains how these companies go into the lowest elements of youth culture to discover what new trends will shock the adult world. They try to anticipate the next shocking expression that can be considered cool, the next in thing that they can sell to children and teens. As McChesney explains, everything on MTV, that is music television, is a commercial.
No shit.
That's all that MTV is. There is no non-commercial part of MTV.
Let's replace MTV with USA. Everything in the USA is a commercial. That's all that the USA is. There is no non-commercial part of the USA. There, I fixed it.
You're on it, Pat.
Yes, it may appear to be a music video or a picture of some teen idol in a magazine, but in reality, it is a carefully crafted sales pitch for a new look, a new fashion, a new way to express oneself. And you can be sure it is meant to shock and conflict with parents' sensitivities and traditional customs.
Yeah, because they're not giving them enough attention. They're not listening to their needs. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's true. Let's see.
Oh.
It is a very special kind of request.
Yes.
Wah, wah, wah. Again, reminder, I own a Handmaid's Tale costume. Please help me come up with ideas for what to do with it.
Oh, it's going to be epic. Somebody did ask if you were wearing it to, oh yeah, classic cult behavior. Yep, Stephen Hassan, who came up with the bite model, which we reference all the time. Someone earlier. Huh?
Go ahead. I was just going to say for this one, the information control, don't look at any other media. That stuff is all sin. Read our literature. It's God's way.
Just our media. No, someone earlier had asked if you were going to wear the Handmaid's Tale costume to the Ark Encounter protest, but I just wanted to clarify, I don't think you're going to that, correct, Pats? I think I'll be able to make it. I'm only a 3.5-hour drive away, but you are clear across the country, so I think that one's going to be hard for you to make. Yeah.
Joe of the Kentucky Atheist has made some vague promises, but I'm not counting on that to get me there. So we'll see.
Yes. Well, I will try, but
that is a great point, though. That if I can get there, that would be the thing to bring for sure.
I mean, you could bring it to Free Flow and wear that for Star Wars night.
Instead of the Star Wars costume night, just show up in a Handmaid's Tale costume.
I have a lightsaber. Why don't I give you the lightsaber and you can carry that around with your Handmaid's Tale costume? What do you think? Because a Free Flow is coming up in Florida. It's like a big atheist conference, and one night they have the Star Wars theme night where people wear costumes and all, and we didn't have costumes, so I think Handmaid's Tale. That sounds great.
I'll have to think about that. I just might do that. It seems appropriate if we're going to Florida.
It does. Hey, in Darklight.
As Capellian points out, what is being sold degrades standards. In reality, the companies are creating new and lower and more shocking. That's the key word, shocking, marketing campaigns disguised as genuine, authentic expressions of youthful searching for identity and belonging for the sole purpose of profiting financially. Even here in Hong Kong and China.
I'm actually not going to fight them on that with the, purpose of marketing here. They create the problem so that they can sell you the solution. That's marketing to a T.
Well, and it's required. Our whole system is set up that way. If you have a corporation, like stockholder, whatever stuff, it's legally required that you continue making more money every year. It's how it's set up. So yes, I want to fight against it too, but he just wants to do it to get us to get his literature. Blech.
Yeah. Tax-free donated dollars.
Right?
Yeah. They do well. They do well.
All
right.
Okay. Oh. Romper bumper, stomper boo. Tell me, do. I see day and dark light in the chat. Thank you so much for being here.
Got another one.
Oh, I see the Kentucky atheist in the chat. Hi, Joe. Welcome.
Joe, I am editing your guys' stoner video right now, and it's pretty funny.
That's super top secret.
Is that top secret?
No.
Aww. So, doesn't everyone get stoned and film an episode, right?
Seems like a good idea to me.
Or maybe Joe started a trend. Yeah. Joe watched I think it was Night at the what I was about to say Night at the Roxbury. Night at the Creation Museum with Ken Holt. Joe, I'm so tired. Joe watched it with a friend of his and he recorded it, and both of them stoned while watching that movie. That's amazing. I gotta go see that episode.
That's great. That's great.
All right.
Oops. It definitely was.
Yeah.
And I really hope that's not true, Roberta. I really hope that's not true.
I mean,
it would probably be breaking God's law if this guy had posed. No.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to let that be true in my head. That's what's happening right now.
Consumerism.
Well, I mean, I just want to mention too, our cult leader, Herbert Armstrong, he had a handsome young son named Garner Ted Armstrong. All the ladies loved him, and he didn't pose in Playboy, but he was in an article in Playboy. Right. I think for a lot of his exploits. You know, his father manipulated him into taking over, stuff with the cult. So he became like sort of the face and voice of that. But
he was obviously he didn't want to do it for a while. Yeah, huh? He was good for business for a while.
Oh hell yeah!
We've even conjectured that perhaps our own mother was like, "Oh, look at that girl.
Garner Ted Armstrong. Hello. This will get me to church. A hot guy talking on screen. There you go." I mean, if you're looking at shit like this dude right here, and I'm okay, what if this guy actually watches this? We're gonna come off as like the biggest cunts ever. But I mean, kind of deserves it. So
maybe not as big as Parvati.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes. Rod Meredith was caught in a sex shop. Oh, the horror. Rod Meredith was one of the evangelists for Worldwide Church of God. That's funny.
I mean, people should be allowed to go to a sex shop if they want to go to a sex shop.
But they can't tell other people they can't do it and then do it themselves. Fuck
That's
all the
true.
way off.
That's
all the way off. Yeah, punk metal tout. No one wants to see this guy nude. Ugh.
There was something wrinkly talked about earlier that I'm like, nope.
It was penis. It was wrinkly.
Okay, fine. Thank you for saying it.
Well, there you go. Okay, you ever seen that episode of Sex and the City where Samantha has sex with the really old dude? I mean, he wasn't even that old. He was like maybe 72-ish. There's an episode where she's like, okay, let's do this. But it was dark in there, the lights were off. And as soon as he got up, she said something like, oh, he doesn't have the lips of an old man. He doesn't have the touch of an old man, but he's got the ass of an old man. And you see in the next shot, this wrinkly old saggy ass just going several inches down. Like, oh, that was an epic episode. Yes,
that's funny.
Anyway, we were talking about old guys naked, so that's what made me think of that.
Oh no.
Oh, wrinkly balls.
I know. That was one of our first episodes. We talked about Herbie's old balls.
Yeah, we did. I got a lot of hate from people in our first episode on Herbie. It was the Herbert W. Armstrong timeline part 1 because I called him a motherfucker in the first 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was upset about how many fucks they heard so quick. And they said that Herbert W. Armstrong couldn't have done anything as bad as all the fucks that we had in the first few minutes of our show. Yeah, nothing could be that bad.
That's funny. We offended somebody by saying fuck too much. Yes. I live for that.
It's so funny. I think this is funny, Roberta. gets caught with a dildo in hand, like, oh, I was just seeing how demonic it really is. Yep.
I was using it for a prop of what teens should not do. Exactly, Maya, love. Fuck is a term of endearment. I agree. Less sex shop. There's an article about Armstrong out there, Herbert W. Armstrong, when he was trying to get his nuts into the UK. He did meet with Prime Minister Maggie Thatcher, and he did meet the Prince Charles, but nobody really knew who the fuck he was. Like he used all that tithe money to buy his way into an audience, because he like donated it all. And there was this crazy article that had come out about Armstrong, like this crazy cult leader who's obsessed with sex, because he would like go to the UK and buy like crazy weird sex toys. He had so much money, Pets. He was the billionaire of, the 80s.
Ugh.
I still have that article.
Ugh.
I laughed when I thought it. I'm like, are you serious? This is all the shit the church tried to cover up, but then we're finding it all.
Just imagine. Just
here.
Result in runaway greed, which can result in many damaging practices. We need to be ever aware that modern consumerism and entertainment,
like Armstrong's multiple houses and 2 private jets, like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can sever connections between generations. Freedom of expression can appear on the surface to be a mark of freedom, but is it? What if, as in the case of the young man who wanted to be an individual, just like all his friends, he is manipulated by others purely for their financial gain? Is he truly free? Or is he being led along as a bull with a ring in his nose, following his friends who themselves are following the lead of those who care only for their
ball?
Money,
Are you sure that wasn't in his mouth, honey?
No. He's making fun of being pierced.
That becomes more and more.
Why can't I turn this off? Okay, hang on. He's talking.
Sorry, I was going with ball gag there.
No, well, he was talking like being led like with a ring in the nose. So he's equating people getting piercings, I think, to like pulling a bull by the ring in his nose.
And you made the reference one time, Pat, that it's so disrespectful because women in India, that's like a traditional wedding like accessory. Like when they get married in a traditional like Hindu ceremony, yeah, they'll have like this big ring, like nose ring going through. So yeah, you're just insulting people's cultures here.
I feel like we talked about this kind of recently in an episode, but I had my nose pierced for a while, and my mother-in-law could not handle it. Like, that's where she went. She was immediately being racist and was like, oh, you're gonna put a chain connecting it to your ear now?
Like, connected to his
no, why would I do that? Have you seen people doing that? And do you realize that's like a cultural thing that you are currently shitting on?
She was such
pay attention.
And
I'll give you another example.
Roberta, thank you. Yeah, the website I was trying to think of, the Painful Truth is the one that I got a lot of like resources from. That's a great website. They've been around for quite a few years, and I think they're still operating. But yeah, they have all the like exposés, things exposing Armstrong and his cultist ideas, because we're still talking about this because offshoots of this church still exist.
And for the people here who were not WCG or affiliated in any way, the whole Painful Truth is a take on Armstrong's magazine, which was The Plain Truth. So, yeah.
Yes, thank you for adding that. Yeah.
I love all the wordplay, right?
Yeah.
The Herbert W. Armstrong page, the Painful Truth. It's great stuff.
Yep, there's a lot of the word plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone here? Okay, so we went on some sort of foot fetish tangent last time we had a live, and we were laughing about it. Like, how the fuck do we keep getting to foot fetishes? Does anyone here have a real personal piercing that they want to share? Like, do you have your labia pierced or nipples or anything, or do you know of some like crazy shit? Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kinda curious
8 in your
now,
ears
too.
at one time. Woo! I could see that about you, Joe. Bet you look
Nice.
sweet. Oh yeah, tattoos became your thing over the piercings. Okay.
Makes sense. Tattoos are pretty fun.
Yeah.
Example. My wife and I were having dinner at a restaurant near Toronto, and I noticed our waitress had a stud in her tongue. Such a practice makes no logical sense, but many
No
Western
logical
teens are
sense.
doing this. Besides going through a painful procedure to have it inserted, one opens oneself up to the potential of tooth damage, infections, and even oral cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, I'm kind of wondering if this guy does everything that has zero risk.
So if you get in your vehicle and you go drive on the road, you could get in a car crash and die. You're aware of that too, right, buddy? Planning to stay home? Okay, that's what I thought.
So I asked our waitress, what would cause a lovely young lady like you to punch a hole in her tongue?
Really?
He's so fucking misogynistic too. That's so gross.
Look at that smug, shitty grin on his face.
Yep. Yep.
Now, I confess my wife was not too happy with me for asking.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
So you're probably like,
happy with me.
like I want,
but she's just the little woman, so it's kind of just funny what she says because it doesn't bother me at all. I just do what I want because I'm the man.
Gross. Translation: I'm gonna have sexual fantasies about this waitress later, but I was kind of turned off by her tongue piercing. So
I think he was turned off by it. I don't think so.
Whatever he imagined it on his dick. You know he did.
Asking such a question.
Richard Talent.
But I figure that if someone wants attention, why disappoint them? Her answer, well, I don't know. I have to think about it.
But
and every time she came back to our table,
isn't that reason enough? Because she wanted to get it done. That is reason enough to do something.
Because I wanted to sin, buddy. And I just wanted to do what all my friends were doing so I could be unique. That's what you think, right?
Yeah.
What?
Why was he even looking in that general area anyway? Not getting it home, buddy? Yeah, I'll bet.
I agree with you. I have never heard such a thing as that.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. You know what? That is so true. And I think it's really valuable that we talk about how sexually oppressive religions actually cause more freaking problems in that area and cause more harm to people. Because if you think that the dude just gets to do what he wants and take what he wants and a wife has to submit, like, hi, there's not going to be a healthy consent situation going on there.
Yep.
Yeah. Skewer this guy for this.
You think this guy cares about healthy consent? Oh, gosh. He probably manipulated some woman into marrying him in the first place because nobody wanted to fuck him.
Oh, my God.
What's up, Doc? What's up, Richard? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you, love?
Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. I see Richard Talent in the chat. I'm so glad you could be here. Thank you for popping in.
Yeah, why are Catholics so kinky? Especially nuns.
Repression.
Yeah, repression makes kinky people.
Is this a good point to talk about how I think that quite often kinks are actually directly related to our traumas? Maybe that's not revolutionary at all. But, like, I have a friend who owns a dungeon. And she tells me, absolutely, who are the people who are kneeling on the spiky kneeling pad? Oh, it's the Catholics. The former Catholics, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, and I don't think that makes it a bad thing. I think it can be therapeutic.
Yeah. Kinks follow trauma, and kinks can be healing. I agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, right, because people who are involved in that know that even in the submissive role, like if you're in the submissive role in those types of things, like you're actually the one in charge.
Yeah.
And that can be really empowering for people. This is important stuff. And I know it can get salacious, but no, this is important to human healthiness and well-being.
Oh, so Richard asked if this was David C. Pack. Nope, you'd know if it was David C. Pack, but this is Weston, right?
Gerald Weston. Gerald Weston of the Living Church of God.
Yeah.
So yeah, David C. Pack, I know it's not so funny. He looks not unlike this man. But yeah, David C. Pack is from Restored Church of God.
Yes, and David C. Pack has a lot more crazy. You'll know. I can't wait to cover him, Pat. We should have had it for this time. So maybe in a couple weeks for our next live, we could do David C. Pack or something. I don't know. I am so excited to do David C. Pack. I want to get on that motherfucker's radars. I want him to know who we are. Like, yeah, you remember our mother, don't you? You fuck.
Richard, yeah, I think that's a place that people go for that sort of thing. Indeed.
Naughty.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? This is
there you
right.
Go. There you go.
And the thing is, as I was saying, right, like the submissive person in that situation, like if they're the ones choosing it, then they might be experiencing some of their old traumas, but in a situation where they are in control, and when they were a child, they weren't. And that makes it really valuable. Mm-hmm. This stuff is a big deal, guys.
It is. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just insane. Yeah, Aaron Rod did do a 10-part series on David C. Pack. I saw some of it. Yeah. I think at some point we'll talk about David C. Pack a little bit more, but we do have personal beef with that mofo because he excommunicated our father for asking a question. You know, our parents are deeply, deeply indoctrinated into Armstrongism. They still are. Our mother was with David C. Pack at Restored Church of God up until very recently, only like the last 2 years, Pat. It was not long that she left because David C. Pack instills a lot of fear into people to get them to not leave. He's just like, terrible things are going to happen to you if you leave. It's absolutely disgusting, and I can't wait to cover David C. Pack. He's on a whole nother fucking level.
I mean, he's also the one that will give potentially 50 different dates throughout a year to be like, oh, it's definitely happening. Jesus is definitely coming back then. I mean, God just revealed this number I had never seen before. And so now it's not that day, it's the 4th day of Abib or something. And it's, I mean, if it was anything other than a church that he was running, literally he would not be running around free, you guys. Like,
right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, bye, Joe. We'll see you next time.
Oh, bye, Joe. This is funny. This has occurred in my head. Thank you for having a delightful brain.
I know. I'm just so impressed. Ember was here a moment ago too.
Somewhere. Oh, really?
Yeah, she was here.
Oh.
She pops in. She pops into a lot of live streams and says hi.
I didn't even see.
Yes.
Okay, well, Ember, if you're here or back again,
well, see her again.
Say something. I'll mirror you.
Yeah.
We know that she was still thinking about it, but at the end of the evening, she had no answer. She seemed to be a very nice young lady, and I had to feel sorry for her for being so insecure that she left good sense to follow the crowd.
No. I feel sorry for you that you're so insecure that you had to ask a poor waitress about her physical appearance and bodily choices for herself, you fuck.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to tell you. Like, she didn't give you an answer because she had no obligation to tell you shit, you jerkwad.
Yeah.
And
it is
foolish.
Probably like what somebody had said that maybe he actually did see a waitress that had this, but he comes off as a coward to me. I don't think he actually said anything to her. He was just thinking in his head what he wanted to say, and then he told the story. But
I think somebody said that actually too. You know, it's a little bit like the orange potato, dear leader. You know that it's a fake story when it starts with, and a man came up to me and said, "Sir."
Oh, Armstrong did.
Yeah, no, that's
thing. Like this grandiose, like, oh yeah, I am so appreciated, and people care about my opinion that they respect me, and I give them a wonderful answer.
God's law, fuck off. Okay.
Fad. Instead of being free, she was a slave to the degenerate culture around her.
Degenerate
and she is far
culture.
from alone in this bondage. Today we see teen boys walking the streets with blue jeans sagging below their hips.
Nope.
Many girls dress.
Nope, that's racist bullshit, and he knows it.
Of course he's there.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Nope, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like prostitutes. Body piercing is rampant. And it seems that everyone has to have a tattoo these days. If someone got stranded on a deserted island 25 years ago and was rescued today, he will be shocked at how decadent looking Western teens have become in a single generation.
Decadent?
He would think our world has gone mad. Not everything that is Western, my friends, is good and will lead to harmony in society. This desire on the part of...
Not everything that's Western is good?
Wait, what? Was it supposed to be?
He just... Not everything that's Western is good, is what he's saying. Right? Because, I mean, I kind of feel like this is playing to older people in the church. Like, where there was this whole, like, you know, Eastern bad, Western good thing set up. So I think now he's going the next step of like, just because it's Western doesn't mean it's good. So you just, I mean, when you are out to suppress and oppress people, you just have to keep finding more and more others to point to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I missed Ember entirely. Well, I'll have to call her up and tell her the mirrored thing.
Yeah. One of the
yes, right?
Whatever the male Karen is. Is that Kyle? I don't even know.
The male Karen?
The male Karen. What is it? Yeah.
I don't know. What is a Chad? But that I always think of like a Karen as an older lady and a Chad as a younger guy.
No, Chad means like a stud. Oh. That's like a studly man.
Oh, I equated some dumbness with it also.
No, that's all good. Hey, you want to hear a military term? You know what a Jody is?
Maybe.
Denny, tell me. Come on. You know this.
Jody?
In the military, what's a Jody? It's
I don't know.
When you're deployed, it's the dude back home that's fucking your girl. That's the Jody.
Oh my gosh.
So yes.
Okay, a Chad. All right, we'll go with
Chad.
Chad.
Is it Chad?
I still have a younger person in my head where Karen is like, you know, my age, like 45.
Okay, but I thought Chad was a term for like a studly dude too. Like, oh, he's a Chad. I swear that.
I mean, with like a doofus attached to it.
Really? Okay,
that's how I always took
it. Then okay.
I don't know. I have teenage kids. I don't know if that gives me any more credibility.
Okay, well, I don't. Yeah,
they're the ones coming up.
Coming up right now, right? Yep, Jody.
A Jody. Okay, so a Jody is different than a Chad. We got this.
Yeah, Jody's different. Right. Jody's a military term. Yep.
And I thought a Chad was like the thing on the back of the ballots in Florida 25 years ago.
I don't know. Depends on where we
hanging
go.
Chads.
Yeah.
God, that was 25 years ago.
Oh God, we're fucking old.
Part of young people that cast off parental restraints leaves them vulnerable to making costly mistakes.
Back to bondage.
Oh.
As adults, we have all been there, and we have learned some hard and painful lessons.
I mean, BDSM is sometimes painful.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Oftentimes, we find ourselves slaves to habits we acquired in our youth. It is our desire to save our children from the same bondage and pain. But they may not listen to us any better than we listen to our parents.
Where is he going
So
with
the
this?
cycle of pain and suffering from enslavement to bad decisions is repeated.
Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying we just keep making terrible decisions and making more sins happen if we don't listen to our parents. And so therefore, as parents, we also need to force our kids to listen to us by raising them in God's way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Keep indoctrinating your children so they have to turn to things that make them feel. But oh yeah, I like that. Life is sexually transmitted and always fatal. Hey. Yep.
And you know, if that's how you look at it, and you can find the joy anyway, I think you're winning.
Yes.
And one generation after another. Even many adults think that freedom comes from loosening of restraints, of an attitude that says, don't
I mean, it does kind of feel good to be loosened from the restraints afterwards.
let anyone tell you what to do. But as we have seen, this often has the exact opposite effect. This is the kind of enslavement from which Jesus proclaimed the truth which set us free.
I'm getting
The
tired.
Bible tells us that sin is a transgression of the law.
Yep, you already said that.
Further, it tells us that sin is deceptive. It looks like the way to freedom, but it is truth, not deception, that leads to individual liberty and life. Here are a few examples. In Ephesians, the 6th chapter, the Bible instructs us, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. Many teens today think this instruction is antiquated and that they don't have to keep it. But this is a living law, and those who violate it are in for pain and suffering.
Well, that's
now
fun.
The threats come in. Yes.
I'm an authoritarian, and you'd better do everything I say, or you're gonna get dead. What?
Only a few minutes left. They got to go out with a bang. You got to have a last scene impression, you know?
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah.
Maybe not immediately, but it will surely come.
So if you don't listen to your parents, you should just sit there fearful, waiting for the other God shoe to drop. Because you're toast, motherfucker.
How many young people have cut their lives short due to its violation? Now, concerning the way that women are to dress, the Bible also has instructions. In like manner also.
All right, so first you tell the kids what they're supposed to do. Now you're going to tell women what they're supposed to do. All right,
Here we go.
You little fuck.
That the women adorn themselves.
I'm sorry.
Apparel.
We don't want to, show too much skin and turn on men like this. Oh.
Ew.
Yeah, ew.
And do not let your adornment be merely outward. Rather, let it be the hidden person of the heart, with the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and a quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God.
So make sure you're pretty on the inside, make sure you're pretty on the outside, and be very quiet.
It's so vomit-inducing because men like that, there are so many Christian dudes out there that suppress all those crazy sexual fantasies that they have, and they all get them. But then when they see
just
women
hormones.
with just a little bit too much skin, then maybe they can't control it because they've suppressed this shit for so long. You want some boob, Purple? Who else wants some boob?
Oh, it's true.
There you go. Okay, so they don't even trust themselves. What kind of fucking I think Secularity had said, "Oh, what kind of fucking child are you?" You can't even handle, seeing a woman's boob out in public. Oh my God, you really can't. Really? Are you 12? Oh my God, a boob.
Well, I will say, I think this is also a bit more of an American problem than a human
Yes,
problem, too,
I
right?
agree.
Like, the more
Europe
repressed,
have it.
the worse it is. Like, in Europe,
Yeah.
like, women just feed their
So
babies.
hurtful.
They
Yeah,
just feed their babies because that's what these things are for. And here we're like, we don't want someone to see a baby eating. Like, if we would just see boobs out for feeding babies all the time, I gotta think we wouldn't all like cream our pants over seeing one. Like,
exactly.
come
And who
on.
doesn't love boobs? They're beautiful. Everyone appreciates them. I just don't see why dudes would like lose their shit over seeing them. Unless you're suppressing all your sexual desires.
Mm-hmm. And isn't it kind of messed up that people generally don't see babies having milk from breasts?
Right.
Because then when they do see a baby having milk from a breast, it's like, oh, a boob, that's sex, right? Like, no, you've got it wrong. Mm-hmm. Toolman says, I'm in Brazil, everyone is naked.
Yeah, we know. Rio, baby.
See,
Woo!
this is definitely a repression of America problem.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Justin.
What?
Yes. In the US, it's tradition to teach girls how not to get raped instead of teaching boys not to rape. Holy fuck. It's so true.
Tradition.
So true.
That's pretty
It's
fucked up, isn't it?
Always blamed on the girls. What the fuck? My breast.
All right.
friend.
All of us here, we all need to be in solidarity that we are all going to work against SA culture.
Yes.
End that bullshit.
Yes. And I did want to just add to, oh yeah, carnival. Oh yeah, I bet everyone's naked. And everyone's just beautiful people down there in Brazil. Yay. Just good looking people. I was down in Colombia, the country of Colombia, for a wedding only 2 weeks before my own wedding in India. And so I went from Colombian culture where there's boobies and you know, like plastics are like huge boobies and ass, just you know, even the mannequins look like that and barely any clothing. It was great. And then I get to India and it's like super hot outside and the women are wearing like little pants underneath their dresses. I'm like, wow, what a difference of culture here, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, here's one for Kip Davis. Here you go. This is what us educated folk do. Yeah.
Squeeze the boobies.
We're showing how men lose their minds over this shit and just can't control themselves. So we have
if
to
they
cover
saw
up.
more boobs, it would not be such a big problem.
Yes, we like to free the nipples too.
That's right. Not just the male nipples.
Yep.
All of the everybody nipples.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And good point. Yeah, funny how lesbians control themselves better than men. Right?
I think we're saying we have a testosterone problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I truly
Yet
believe
today,
there sorry.
You're good.
There'd be far less SA and attacks on women if yeah, we could normalize this and say no, how about you control yourself? Holy shit.
Well,
Like,
and
you
give
can't
bodily
fucking control
autonomy
yourself
to
'cause it's
people
just-
so that we can teach them about consent.
Yeah. There's this great quote, you know, it's well the quote is normally boys will be boys, and then there's this t-shirt where it's crossed off to say no, boys will be held accountable for their actions. True.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes. Even the ugly
'Cause-
women look good.
Enthusiastic consent is sexy.
Oh,
many
yeah.
have been sold on outer beauty alone. Magazines, television ads, and billboards have convinced them that to be a real woman, you have to wear the latest designer clothes, walk in uncomfortable shoes, and above all else, look sexy. The results are feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and psychological ailments such as anorexia and bulimia.
And he's not wrong about all those things. Our portrayal of women's bodies is toxic as shit.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I disagree with his antidote, though.
I'm just wondering why do
this.
men not have to cover up?
What?
Now, granted, there's not as many men out there that like make the majority of cisgendered women pant when looking at them, but I'm just saying they're out there. They're usually in movies, but we got thoughts too. It's not like we're gonna act on them necessarily, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it just makes men in general look like pieces of shit who can't control themselves, and I don't like that portrayal of like all men.
Right.
They think all men think this way. No, they don't. You're just a piece of shit.
Right. Yes, there are a great number of men who actually treat women with respect and like, an equal, and they don't think that they have access to those women. Oh, my vacuum's going.
Mm-hmm.
I find this to be an interesting comment.
Hmm?
I like it. I know you're just joking. There you go.
Yeah, they're not all like that. Oh, there's some wonderful men out there too that really protect women. Oh, hey, Lost Explorer's Guide is back. Hey, hon. I know you were at the beginning and towards the end here. Well, we have at least a few more minutes on the video. Oh, it's getting late, huh? 11 p.m. Central. Okay. David CPAC's eyes would pop if he came to Brazil. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yep. I love how liberal.
Oh, I was muted.
I was like,
I just realized I don't know how much I said. Not much.
It's fine.
Anyway,
I was just reading comments. All
it's
right,
because my vacuum just decided to wander down the hall.
Yeah.
All right. I did do this at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to do it for you, Lost Explorer Guild. Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. I see Lost Explorer Guild in the chat. You came back. Nice to see ya.
Hi.
Hello.
You get the wiggle.
Ooh, it's tomorrow in New York.
It does wiggle. Huh?
We're
What's
seriously. It's tomorrow in New York. That's what Purple just said.
Oh.
It's because it's midnight.
Yeah.
This be freedom. Tattoos are the rage in today's Western culture.
Yes.
It seems that everyone is jumping on the bandwagon and putting his or her life in the hands of some parlor artist who may be reusing needles and potentially subjecting him to hepatitis or HIV.
Oh my God! What the fuck
Again.
is wrong with this guy?
Is because of an enslaving
You
need.
hear his snark when he said some parlor artist. One of those people. Fuck.
You wouldn't do that. They might reuse needles. You might get HIV. Okay, again, does this guy do anything that is without risk? Because he seems very, very risk averse. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How gross is he? He is like passive aggressive gross.
It's the game. It's the game. I mean, but that's how you manipulate. That's how you like kind of make someone feel bad about something, right?
Well, I know.
Or you make them afraid they're gonna fuck up and have all their like love and resources withdrawn. That's how this works.
Yeah. You attach something negative to something else. So like Armstrong did it too. I use this reference a lot too, but in his autobiography, he put, what was it? The words bestiality, pedophile, and atheist all in the same sentence. And so when people see shit like that, I'm like, oh my God, they equate the word atheist? Those people with those things? Really? Oh, I think like pagan, like atheists associated with like paganism too, something like that. Yeah. Damn.
It's bananas. Wow.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Conform to fashion, to be a part of the crowd. As my mother used to ask me when I wanted to do something not well thought out,
Like
quote,
what?
if everyone else jumps off a cliff, are you going to do so as well? What most do not realize is that the Bible even has something to say about tattooing. Notice this
It does,
passage from the
actually.
book of Leviticus 19:28. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am the Eternal. Not surprisingly, many who have gotten tattoos have come to regret it. After the
Many
initial
don't.
excitement, they realize it doesn't satisfy what they are craving. They see how foolish their decision was, and some are going to the effort to have their body markings painfully, and I should add, expensively removed. Remember, my friends,
But see, if you're paying for tattoos and tattoo removal, the problem is you won't be able to give that money to the church.
Oh, good point, Patty. Good point. Oh, yes.
it is the truth that sets us free, not some outward fashion. Why is it that we all want well-established, well-founded rules when it comes to playing sports and games? But somehow we think that we don't need boundaries for how we live. Imagine what it would be like to play any sport where all the participants just made up their own rules. It would be chaos, and no one would really enjoy himself in the end. We at Tomorrow's World believe in the Creator God of the Bible. And in that book, God gives us certain rules by which to live. As Jesus said in John, the 10th.
Good point, Purple. Good point. Patty, you're mute. You're muted.
Thank you.
You need an alarm.
The vacuum's done now. Yeah, because trans rights are human rights, and healthcare is a human right. And no human is illegal. How about all that?
Yep. Oh, God, I hate it when people call people illegals. God. Look, I don't even really like the term criminal either. Like, there's so many people like, yeah, they would. So some people made a mistake in their life and they just get the title criminal the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's not very healthy.
I don't like that. It's a no.
I'm a big believer in second chances. And by the way, if you ever get called up for jury duty and you tell them that from the jury box when they're doing the sorting process, you won't have to be on a jury.
Yes.
I like that. No tattoo? No. I believe you.
You deviant outcast. I don't have any tattoos or piercings either. Just ears pierced. That's it. I'm pretty boring myself. Yep.
Well, I had ears, a second one on this side that I did myself, a helix one and a nose one. And I have one tattoo on my side. That's all. Yeah. No tats though, right? Nancy, you have no tats?
No, I'm anal. I would have no idea what I would want the rest of my life, and it would probably bother me by being there. Mess with my OCD too, you know. Yeah.
I get you.
It's all right.
10th chapter and verse 10. The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy.
He's talking about the criminals.
I have come that they may have life and they may have it more abundantly. This same Jesus, when asked by a young man what he might do to have eternal life, explained, but if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. When pressed to explain which commandments, he began listing.
Obey us or die.
Sounds healthy.
I'm
on board.
That's right. Ooh, let's see here. Got no tats. Okay. All right. What else we got? Okay, so we showed Deviant Outcast.
I zeroed in on the word.
Freer.
That's okay.
I wouldn't call yourself boring. I mean, are you just saying you don't have piercings or tattoos?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
That's a different thing. Come on now.
Well, no, because somebody else said, yeah.
I know.
I'm boring. I don't have
yeah.
I
don't think that's boring.
Fart slip. What? I see the term fart slip.
Okay, well.
We're Deviant Outcast. That's funny. Fart slip.
Oh, fart slip. Okay, yeah. Again, cult mentality, the black and white. What?
I burp all the time. I wondered if I ever burped during church at any point as a kid. Do you remember? Because, I don't know, it would come off pretty quiet and echoey in those big halls where we'd have church.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been funny. That would have been like a nice big fuck you. Just keep farting and burping during church. If you're a kid, you know, what are they going to do?
I think our brother got him the best, though.
The
He had like
projectile.
projectile vomiting one time in church. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that, or it's gonna make me feel sick. Blech.
That's what church
Okay.
was to me too.
Purple has a tattoo. Oh, yes. Okay, I think I knew this actually. Your late fiance's sigil. Oh, and a second one for Sloth Girl. Oh, love you, Purple. And Kip, tattoo free. All right.
Also tattoo free, Kip. Okay.
Ah, you let your 90s earring hole close up.
Aw.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I understand that, Purple. For me, it was like I always wanted a tattoo, but I couldn't think of anything that I would always and forever want until I was done having kids. And I was like, nope, no matter what happens in life, I would want my kids' names on me. So that's what I have.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, punk metal tough. Only 5. Only 5. Now, see, only 5 could still cover a significant portion of your body if they were large enough, of course.
Is there a minimum for punks? Hey, if you know, do you know Punk Apostate at all? Punk Metal Towel? Brentley.
I think he mentioned Brantley earlier, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Really good atheist channel. Yeah. Cool.
I like this.
Kink or vanilla? I like that.
Vanilla mango swirl.
Yeah, I was like, why are we just one or the other, right? Could be fucking swirl. Let's pick our flavors. Yum.
I think it's surprising that at a convention for bisexuals, they were asking to make a choice between kink and vanilla. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. You
think there'd be a lot more options too.
Oh, 60 miles south of the Arctic Circle. Whoa. Yeah. You're not one to like go in your sauna and then go run in the snow and roll around and go back in the sauna. See, I said it proper like the Finns do. I've been taught. Okay, let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, I missed one. I'll go back to it. Justin, I think you mentioned this.
That's very sweet.
When you were here. It's so sweet.
I won't get the hurt.
See, this guy on the screen is going to only tell the terrible stuff about things that he doesn't agree with.
Yep.
Because he's got some silly idea in his head that causes him to not be able to see these beautiful stories that y'all have adorned your body in commemoration of. Like,
there is a term for
you
that.
all, and that guy can fuck off.
There's a term for it, Patty. It's called small dick syndrome.
I think somebody said that at the beginning, actually.
Oh, there might be a technical term for it, actually. Yeah.
That's funny.
A little more technical. Yes.
Here we go.
Listing several of what are known as the 10 Commandments. Jesus said, you shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery.
You shall not rape. Oh,
you shall not steal.
Oh, that one's not
you
there.
You shall not bear false witness.
Missing something?
Honor your father and mother. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Obedience to law and freedom are not opposed to one another. In fact, respect for law is an essential ingredient of freedom.
You know my thoughts on men like preachers. And yes, I'm going to reference men since the majority of them.
For 1 second, though, I just want to say that respect for each other is the ingredient we need in freedom.
Correct. Yes. And I was just going to add that I truly believe that men like this, pastors, they become pastors because they are failed businessmen. And they failed at everything else in their life, and they took the work of somebody else, which was the men who wrote the Bible, and they saw an opportunity to turn themselves into this great apostle of God. Hey, look, I'm somebody important now because I took somebody else's work and I talk directly to God now. But yeah,
I like how all these guys running the offshoots just pretend that Armstrong didn't say that Jesus would return in his lifetime and he's been dead since 1986.
Nope.
No.
Armstrong never said that. What are you kidding me? He was God's true end time apostle. He never said, come back this way.
No, the work has passed to me, and me, and me, and me.
You're one little
The
stitch.
Apostle Paul explained this very well in the book of Romans.
Look at me, everybody.
Oh yeah, David C. Peck has assigned himself like 30 different characters from the Bible over the years.
Yeah, Elijah's
that he
one of them.
claims he is. Like Elijah's the biggest one though, that he claims to be Elijah in whatever Revelation story, something or others.
We gotta cover that dude. It's next time we gotta cover him. Oh,
I mean,
my God.
If some guy was walking around being like, follow me, be part of my family. I'm Charlie Manson reincarnated. Believe me, it's true. I have this book that says so.
But there would be people that believe it. There would be people that believe it because of all this manipulation.
But we would think he's crazy. We would think he's crazy. And when they do it in the name of Jeebus, it's fine. What?
I know. It's like a fucking loophole is what it is.
Kind of purple. I don't know. Like he says he's fulfilling whatever role or something that character had in the story. I mean, I don't even know how to like describe what he thinks because he's just flat off his rocker, right? Like who was it? We interviewed Lisa, who was in the WCG, and she had been a chaplain, like in a future religion after the Worldwide Church of God. She'd been a chaplain, and in a hospital, right? In the hospital.
Yeah, some sort of medical.
Yeah, and she said that she did not encounter people with delusions that weren't religious in nature. I mean, I'm sure they exist, but like by and large, yeah. People who think they're someone else or have like a complete other story going in their head, it's a Christian situation. It's like they took these things that are myth as real. I mean, to me, that's the biggest trouble, is to have a little child who can see the world, can actually learn things, has great capacity to be curious and creative in the world, and to be like, oh, we're going to tell you this thing that's not true and make you believe it so that you actually can't tell the difference between reality and a story. Like that seems like it might be a problem with things like, oh, I don't know, news misinformation. Just saying.
Yeah.
Things that might have a real impact on us. So, critical thinking beats religion every time.
Yes, it does.
The 6th chapter and the 16th verse. Do you not know that to whom you present yourselves slaves to obey, you are that one slaves whom you obey, whether of sin, that is the breaking of God's law, leading to death, or of obedience leading to righteousness? But God be thanked that though you were slaves of sin, yet you obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine to which you were delivered. And having been set free from sin, you became slaves of righteousness. In other words, we're going to live our lives according to one set of habits or another. One is the way of sin, which looks out for number one.
Okay, we're back to the chalk line. We're gonna live our lives in one way or another? Like one set of rules or another? No, what about something that's a bit more agile, where we're always using our big brains to look at what might be the best choice given the data we have in front of us? For crying out loud, it's not that fucking hard. It makes me so upset.
Because they have to do it this versus that. It's an othering. You have to pick a side.
But if you have intelligent, informed people who can synthesize information and communicate with each other and make good choices, you can't control them, and that's the problem.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know why purple. This made me think of the everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Okay.
Yeah. Gender's a spectrum.
But why, Danny? Why? I don't think they're born that way. I think they're made that way by religion. That's what I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree. I have met the people that I'm like, holy shit, why? You're just like an NPC. And I know that's it's probably in my most cynical moments that I'm like, well, but I do think that we are NPC'd by the systems in which we live.
Yeah.
It's the way of murder, adultery, lying, stealing, disrespecting parents. The other habit of
I don't know what the problem was in that last picture. Right there.
Oh, cheating, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that dude grabbing the
I
other
don't know why
picture?
he's shitting on this little sweet poly family.
character is the way that cares for those around us. This is the way of having true outgoing concern for the other person. It is the way that doesn't take from others. It puts people first and leads to peace, harmony, and true freedom.
Putting people first. I mean, that is literally what I'm for. See how they say the right things and then tell you the wrong reason.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It resists adultery, lying, and stealing. And it is the way of honoring parents. We become servants to one way of life or the other.
There we go again.
Notice how the Apostle Paul develops this discussion. For when you were slaves of sin, you were free in regard to righteousness. What fruit did you have then in the things which you are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death. But now, having been set free from sin and having become slaves of God, you have your fruit to holiness, and the end everlasting life. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord.
Prove it.
Yes, Jesus
No, it's
Christ.
not.
You can be free.
You're full of shit.
Free from the bondage of sin, its painful effects, and the ultimate penalty of sin, which is death for eternity. Truth.
Death for eternity. I mean, honestly, death for eternity instead of torture for eternity sounds good to me. I will always think that the annihilationism is better.
They didn't believe in hell,
free. And through Jesus Christ,
yeah.
You can be free to live forever in peace. The 10 Commandments contribute to the attaining of a peaceful, prosperous, and harmonious society. To learn more about this liberating law and the topic of today's program, please check out our booklet, The 10 Commandments.
And the booklet.
And be sure to come back next week, same place, same time, when Richard Ames and I will explain more about tomorrow's world and how the truth can set you free.
What else would we be doing on our Friday night?
If you would like to discover more about how this topic impacts your life, visit us online at www.lcgcanada.org to read our featured literature free of charge.
My ultimate destiny!
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
We did another one.
I am so tired and worn. We're like, oh god, and that guy was so boring. Man, some disgusting shit in there. Good video pick, Pets. Good video pick.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Hey, I'm kind of curious from the chat for those of you who are still hanging out. Anybody have any thoughts on stuff you'd like to see us react to? Because, I mean, there is a whole world of wild, fundy content out there and cultiness.
I know we've played around with the idea of Girl Defined, if anyone's interested. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They just put out a new one, too, and I was like...
I didn't watch it yet. You said something about, like, reasons women get married or something like that.
Something like that.
With the title? Yeah. Okay. But Girl Defined, yeah, it's absolutely cringy. Oh, you know, 87. Hey.
Lost Explorer Guild, I have had this thought that I wonder if we're just so convinced of what the end will be like for us. Like, I just wonder if our brains are mushy, messy brains will just like do us a solid and, give us a hallucination of whatever it is we are kind of expecting. Like, that's my hope for our parents who are just too stuck in this stuff after brainwashing themselves for over 50 years. Like,
yeah.
I just think like maybe it'll work out for them. And as their brain is like glitching its last electrical bits, that they'll like have that vision that they always expected of Jesus coming back or something, like just let them go out and be happy about it. Yeah. Hopefully our brains will do that. Let's see. Oh, well,
A couple is
that's
hi.
okay.
No worries. It's late now. God, it's almost 1:30.
Okay, so yes, that's a girl-defined vote. That would be fun. Ooh, responding to child rearing advice. That's another one. I mean,
always
we'll all have our, I'm sure we'll all have our traumas at the ready.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think it was one of the girls' husbands, right?
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't the real deconstruct. It was like, how Christianity like appropriates everything. So as far as I can tell, good night, Salin.
Good night, Salin. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's like so once Christians started deconstructing and leaving Christianity was like, oh shit. And so they started doing deconstruction where they would tear down their faith and rebuild it from the Bible.
Gross. That sounds like the army, breaking down your personality to make you an army of one. Yeah.
Oh, ugh, gross. Yeah.
They're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
All these organizations. Wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I think we did it, Nance.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone.
I know.
We appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around this late. How long were we on here? Damn, 2.5 hours. Okay, good. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm like just late.
No, that was great fun.
Oh, I'm ready for bed. No, that was very interesting. And I look forward to whatever you pick next, Pats. I think it would be hilarious either to do, David C. Pack I definitely want to cover at some point because he's batshit crazy. And Girl Defined. Check them out if you haven't seen them. I recommend watching them through the lens of someone else's channel, but yeah, like a reaction video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
You and Punk Metal Tao, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again sometime. We don't do lives very often, every couple weeks, but we do put out recorded content as well, and you can always comment and reach out.
Yeah. Great point. And thank you, Deviant Outcast, for modding for us tonight. Appreciate you so much.
I have never had anyone tell me my brain was beautiful, so thank you. I always felt like my brain's dirty as fuck, but thank you so much for the compliment. It's great. Deconstruction Zone was on.
That's okay. There is a lot of good stuff going on. Honestly,
there's always
the more the better. Like, let's draw more people into these non-believing streams. That is what we need.
I do like being able to interact with everyone too. Sometimes comments get so busy that we're not even having a chance to really have like a conversation with everyone. So I like actually sometimes that it remains small and we can actually address everything and see everyone's comments. We appreciate y'all.
Funny idea of playing them at 2 times speed.
Yeah.
I love it.
The yellow tie. Yeah, that cracked me up too. All right. Okay.
All right, sister.
I love you, Pets.
Love you too. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for being here.
Everyone.
So much fun.
See you next time. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did. Hey. Good night.
Oh, bye, you are Victoria. Oh, here's the mirror for all of you who didn't get it. Wrong.
Yay! Here's to the
tell me do. Oh, here. Let's get all of our props going.